A lot of music software plugin companies have been dropping a lot of drum utility software. So are they trying to tell us that our drums are boring, that we need help?
Traptendo.
What is going on, people? So what I have in front of us is UVI's drum replacer, which it works like the name suggests. It replaces drums. So it's that's one thing. Basically, so you can have like a drum line like this, and then you can layer it with anything that you want. Speaking of layering it with anything, you can layer it with an audio file, like a one shot, or you can layer it with a VST plugin of your choice, which I haven't experienced myself. So, you know, in this video, you'll see my live reaction on that. Holy crap. But I have been playing with this. It does allow you to layer up to 8 sounds, and that's pretty cool. It reminds me of something I just talked about earlier last week that is. And let me go ahead and show you how this works. And, you know, so I just unmuted 3. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute 2 because that has to clap in there. Now, for all those who are wondering, like, man, what's the big deal about this? Well, the big deal about this is that, you know, you might do a drum loop, and in this instance, even though I could put one of drum replacer inside of the drum rack, because the drum rack is special like that, I'm running it on the rack itself, like the whole entire chain. And what you can do here is that's when I'll start talking about some of the features. Now, if I go ahead and play this now, and you'll start to hear that clap in different areas like the kick and maybe in the percussion and in the snare itself. Now, within this stuff, you can kind of hear that that's not what you really want, but that's where you have your high pass and low pass filter where you can sweep out where you want it to trigger at. And I think that's a really cool thing to have. So basically, I can choose what I want to layer if I do happen to be lazy and just layer something over a drum loop, or if you only have access to a drum loop and you want to layer just that snare part, you can take out the lower frequency content, which would be the kick, because usually a kick is nothing but a sub sound anyway. So, you know, that's a lower frequency content. So you want to focus more on the mids and highs. So you can do that as well with your drum line. You also have some information I think is pretty useful, and you have basically like your re-triggering that you could turn off, and you can change the cooldown on it. And you can change the threshold too as well. And these are kind of useful right here. No double left clicking to reset it though. That's the unfortunate thing about this. But that's the cool thing about this. As you can see visually, you can kind of dictate where you want it. And as you can see, the actual snare itself is at the top of the peak. This is how I do my drums anyways. I don't have my kick that hard. And if I wanted to anyways, I could just trim it out and make sure that, you know, the actual sample is being triggered that way. And that's kind of the reason what attracted me to this. It does come with a library of stuff here. It says like drum replacer essential sounds. And, you know, some of the sounds, they're just like basic stuff like your 808s and stuff like that. You know, just if you want to layer over there. Like per se, I want to go into a lower frequency part. And let's go ahead and grab, man, that's actually a good idea. I just grab an 808 tone, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it into a new slot here. And perhaps I just want that to trigger. I'm gonna go ahead and mute the other tracks. And now you start to see where the magic of drum replacer really kicks in. There is some ways to set it up to where it won't be as regular toned, I guess. It will play. Of course, I'm setting the tune right now, and type in 0. Game match. I want to see what that's about. Of course, it tells you if you hover over a parameter, it tells you basically what it does. It says game match tip. Use shift key modifier to change the proportional across all tracks here. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and just... Yeah, that's a bit too much. And you can also affect the velocity too as well. You can mix the stuff down. You know, you can dictate to what you want as far as that particular area. One thing I have noticed seeing that I am using this to trigger in certain manners. If you want to layer both the kick and the snare, it's not possible to do so. As this parameter right here, the separation and all this area is dictated towards the master of this whole entire plugin, and versus it being towards the individual layers. I kind of think that's a little but in contrast though, let's hear it with music right now. Let's tune that. I'm gonna tune it to the best of my ability. Let's go to 15. Now what I'm going to do here is take out the 808 and let you hear it without the 808. Now say if that was your workflow or whatever, then yeah, you can get something out of that by using drum replacer in that manner. That's one of the things I really like about these type of and because it's not the only one that I've encountered as far as like a drum replacer or something that adds texture to synths, but this one has probably the most out of all of them because of this plugin feature here. I don't know how well it will work, but we're gonna find out here. What I got here is Nexus. I guess I'll try to. Let's see. You can drag. Yeah, you can drag and drop Nexus in there. So Nexus actually pulls up. You can open up the plugin and let's see how that works. If it will crash it or not. No. So it works pretty fine as I pulled up Nexus inside of the host of the VST plugin. But let's experiment. Let's have some fun. Let's look up a bass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in 808 and we're going to experiment with this and see what we can do. So what I'm going to do is type in 808 real quick, and now I'm going to go over here and select 808 boom, and we're going to experiment with this. Gonna move this out of the way. I have to mess with the release of it, I guess. Well, overall, let me let that ride out. Overall, I'm actually impressed with this. I really like this a lot. as far as recommending it, I just say, if you're into a lot of sound design, then this would probably be what it is for you. Um, I think you can get a lot of utility out of this. The only other thing I haven't tested out, and I'm probably going to test that out right now, is I'm going to see if I can pull up an effect inside of this effect. Let's see here. I got beat skills. Let's see if I can pull up that thing. Oh, so okay. So basically, what this pulls up is VST instruments as far as plugins go. That's the only thing about this. Oh. So yes, it can only pull up VST instruments. So basically, it's just basic sounds and stuff like that. That's cool. You can find things to layer with that. I'm just doing something really basic, just simple stuff. But let me know how you feel about this, though. I want to know in the comment section.